We know this place that privatized, devolved, delinked system means that before, as the hurricane was hitting, Mayor Nagin said, how should people get out? He said they should drive out. And somebody said, what about the people without cars? And his answer was, that was it. But we also know this place of genocidal hatred, this place of social death, has also been one that we have never given into. In Sonny's piece, in Clyde Wood's, the late Clyde Wood's writing, in the products of a group called Students at the Center, which is very much like Project Row Houses here, they wrote about young people who everybody thought were criminals saving their neighbors, stealing trucks and starting them, and pulling people to safety, jumping off of bridges and pulling people out of rising waters. The people who everybody thought had no value turned out to have a lot of value. And the people whose value and significance was celebrated and hailed were willing to turn their backs on the suffering of their fellow humans. And so Sonny says, we know this place, but this is a place where we can't bend or bow. We have to be field hands of freedom, because freedom is now. It's up to us to do these things. I want to close with art-based discussion that comes from Subcomandante Marcos of the EZLN, the Zapatistas in Mexico. We don't often think of Subcomandante Marcos as an art critic, but he had an interesting statement about Michelangelo's David. He said, you know, when Michelangelo meant to make David, he only had a hollowed out piece of stone. And he said that it was not a superior material, it was an inferior material to work with. In the same way that Jacob Lawrence at one point didn't have a canvas, but he had discarded butcher paper. And so that was what he wrote on, because that was what was available to him. But Marcos said that what Michelangelo did with that hollowed out piece of stone turned out to be very interesting. He said the world we want to transform has already been worked on by history and is largely hollow. We must nevertheless be inventive enough to change it and build a new world. And that's where I start and end, this project of building a new world that I think is going on and has been going on in the Third Ward and in many places around the world at the same time. Dr. King said we face the fact that tomorrow is today. We face the fierce urgency of now. We face the necessity to act. And he says, although we might wish it otherwise, we have no choice but to return to the bitter but beautiful struggle to build a new and better world. Thank you.
Professor Lipsitz, and I'm sorry about the videos. We're now going to break for lunch. There are food trucks outside, and our next session starts at 1:30. Thank you.